Blessed love to each and every one. Giving thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. I'm sure I'm loud and clear. Tiger's Nest. Blessed love to each and everyone. Do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. As you can see, yes, you are in the Tiger's Nest. Of course, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. With joy and happiness, it is wonderful that you could come and sup with us for another occasion. And exactly what you're looking at is us really highlighting our audio Tiger's Nest. This is the visual Tiger's Nest. When we come and we, carry it to another level on the YouTube, on the Facebook, but we have the international radio and news version of the Tiger's Nest. And that's every Monday, Tuesday tonight, and Thursday night. Yes, every Wednesday night as well, for sure, at 7 p.m. sharp. You join us on the international flavor. That's the universal spice. That is Radio Anu, and we definitely carry it to another level. In fact, what I want to highlight today is something that we will be going deeper into tonight on the Tiger's Nest. And the reason why I highlighted it in this fashion is because many of us, we have heard the argument of over, if a human being is what his or her father or what his or her mother is. So, for example, especially from a biblical perspective, one will argue that an individual, male or female, is what their father is. So for example, especially if you look at it from the aspect of tribes, then if a man of Levi would have a child with a woman of Judah, then the child will considered to be Levi. Something very much similar, I should say, to what we practice in most of our cultures, where the son or the daughter would take the name of the father, especially when married. There are some places where the child actually takes the name of the mother, especially if the father is not in the scene. I know that for a fact. But the point is that you see it now in science. One would argue that the mitochondria in the cell of the female now carries a specific record, which it does. So many ones consider that it is through the matriarch, then it is through the woman where this whole science of who the child really is comes from. Me personally, I believe it's both of them. I mean, I'm a sort of person, I hear people trying to pull one side or the other side. I think you are both male and female. You're both your mother and your father. Some people argue if God is a man. Some people say, well, no, God is a woman. What do you think? I mean, God, as you call God, in fact, the intelligent nucleus that creates everything and has everything evolving and in the state of evolution and creation and production, has to be masculine and feminine. Of course, the language change is more than just saying God is a man or a woman. To be very honest, you have brought it down on a very fanciful level when you say it like that. But when you understand that there's an intelligent nucleus, a center point of all knowledge and intelligence within, from the particle of dust to each and every different type of leaf that you can think about, down to each snowflake, of which they say there is none like another one anywhere. That intelligence of life and creation, which we call God, is in that, and within everything that exists, in every zone, in every parallel level, parallel worlds, parallel universe, different dimensions, up to dimension number 11. There's an intelligent, your dream state, your wake state, your spirit, your soul. There's a life force that governs all of these things, whether you see it or don't see it, don't understand it, know it's there or not. And that is what God is. God ain't no man in the cloud on a throne with a staff in his hand. the God being, as you call it, is dynamic beyond compare or comparison to anything else. And that essence, source, force, whatever you call it, must be masculine and feminine, must be male and female, just naturally, if you study science. So you don't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be, is God a man, and a next fella here arguing that God is a woman and all of that. You're both correct in the sense of you using the language God, you know. So I'm bringing that back to the conversation that we will be getting into in a few moments, as it relates to who is it that really, you know, the child that comes out, who does the child really come from as such? And the argument goes on, but to me, again, it's a very simple thing. It's both. But I have a very interesting article that I want to touch upon. It is not specifically speaking of you know, the biblical concept or the scientific concept as far as who is the individual that stamps the child, but it gives a certain leverage to the man as it relates to the type of child, meaning the gender that comes out. But I'm going to get to the article right now, and that is just a highlight where we will be going tonight. So I'm inviting you to join me tonight, not in the Lion's Den, our love to our brothers, the Lions, but in the Tiger's Nest. Someone once asked me, I mean, which tiger lives in a nest, and, you know, making a mockery of it, not understanding his ancient history, not understanding the ancient tigress, really, with the wings that flew into the mountains of Bhutan, you understand, and rest on the porch, and they created the original Shangri-La, the Tiger's Nest, a place of a monastery of holy meditation, you know, because that tiger can fly. So this is a deep thing here, you know, when we talk about the Tiger's Nest. It's a place of rest and deep meditation and solace and clear understanding and visions and unraveling and opening the gates. So give thanks for you supping in the Tiger's Nest. That's why there are different dimensions. You're in the nest now. Anywhere we go, it's the Tiger's Nest. Anywhere we go, it's the Tiger's Nest. But for sure, join us this evening on Radio Anu. That is the international flavor. We're talking about the universal spice, and you know exactly how to get there. Let me just give you a quick run through here. All you have to do is visit us, priestIsaacinstitute.com. Well, priestIsaacinstitute.com without the apostrophe S. But of course, this is the website for Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. And of course, we have our radio station itself, which is entitled Radio Anu. You just come and click. You can click here. The link is here. The link is there. You go straight to the international flavor. And of course, browse the website. And while we are here, let me just remind you that the special offer that we had, that was to come to a conclusion on the 27th day of Maskell, the commemoration of the finding of the true Maskell of Iesus, the true cross of Christ, which is the 27th day of September. As I said, you know, we had a special as it relates to the international homeschool program, but the special, we decided to continue such. And, you know, it's a very simple thing, my family. All you have to do is visit the website and go straight to Academy, look the link right here. I mean, just browse through and you press the link and you go straight into all the information that you need to, you know, sign up to this international homeschool. In fact, let me highlight also for you, we have a special Facebook page. We will put the link in the description below. So you can go into the description below and you can press the link. It will take you straight. See it here. This is the international Facebook page. Let me make sure everything is being shared with you. All right. That is the Priest Isaac International Homeschool of African Heritage and Astronomy. And it's there for all ages. You know, we have some blessed posts already in there and one could see, and you can even, you know, correspond and connect with us. And we have some videos, those who wanted to, you know, see or get more knowledge as it relates to what it is that we are doing. You could definitely visit the Facebook page for sure. and be more interactive with us, and you get a better understanding of exactly what you'll be getting if you decide to join the international homeschool classes. But anyway, let us go forward to what we say we have in store for you. Don't forget Radio Anu, talking about the international flavor, the universal spice. We have this article here, and you know we like to go through scientific articles, peer reviews. And this one is saying here, this is from Science Daily, and the source is Newcastle University, and this is a study that was done since 2008. Boy or girl? And that is the question. It's in the father's genes. All right. It says here, a Newcastle University study involving thousands of families is helping prospective parents work out whether they are likely to have sons or daughters. The work by Corey Gelatili, a research scientist at the university, has shown that men inherit a tendency to have more sons or more daughters from their parents. This means that a man with many brothers is more likely to have sons, while a man with many sisters is more likely to have daughters. The research involved a study of 927 family trees containing information on 556,387 people from North America and Europe going back to 1600. The family tree study showed that whether you are likely to have a boy or a girl is inherited. We now know that men are more likely to have sons if they have more brothers, but are more likely to have daughters if they have more sisters. However, in women, you just can't predict it, says Mr. Gelatili. Okay. Man determined the sex of a baby depending on whether, well, men, he says here, determine the sex of a baby depending on whether their sperm is carrying an X or Y chromosome. An X chromosome combines with the mother's X chromosome to make a baby girl XX, and a Y chromosome will combine with the mother's to make a boy, XY. The Newcastle University study suggests that an as yet undiscovered gene controls whether a man's sperm contains more X or more Y chromosomes, which affects the sex or gender of his children. So, you know, a yet undiscovered, still trying to figure it out. That's science for you. On a larger scale, the number of men with more X sperm compared to the number of men with more Y sperm affects the sex ratio of children born each year. And then it goes into another stage where it says sons or daughters, But as I said, we are definitely going to go more into this evening. But from what we have touched thus far, the point that they're making here is that in all of their research and the 900 and plus family trees, not people now, family trees. So that's thousands of people, according to their research, because that's what science is all about, theory and research, and let's try it again, and how many times we try it, okay, one more time, get a monkey or get a mice or, you know, and they go and say, yeah, this is how the thing goes. All right, good. So basically what they're saying, that it is genetically within the man's power, the the gender of the child, whether it's via his mind, his thoughts, or just as it says here, it's heredity or inherited, basically the same thing. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't deny that at all. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that on a cellular level, the woman carries that the record of all, both male and female, coming down the line. So this is why I was saying from the beginning, this thing is neither patriarchic and matriarchic. Maybe at a time in history, it would shift back and forth for certain reasons. There's a time when a king is on the throne. There's a time when a queen is on the throne without a king. For whatever reason, the vibes, the balance. But naturally, we are both patriotic and matriarchic as a people. That is really how I look at it. You know, God, as they call him, is a he and a her, naturally. You know, and I went to pains as such to explain why we can go beyond just the term God that may confuse, because God is Wooden, by the way. Wooden or Goden from the Norse theology, that is really who the original God is as far as name. I mean, I know what you're trying to explain when you say God, but to be honest, if you don't know where it really came from, you might have a distorted version of the God you're trying to describe. You know, it's a serious thing, you know, very serious. Yeah, if ask people where God is, they look up in the sky and say, well, they point to, literally point, well, the man up there and all of that kind of thing. So obviously something psychologically is not too clear when you're pointing up in the sky and talking about the man up there, you know, and you mean that, you know. And where's the devil? Well, he under there and all of that. So, you know, nobody ever sat us down and said, hey, this is debriefing class. We just expect that, you know, we watch enough news and enough Instagram and Facebook that we're supposed to be knowledgeable enough now to know that God is not in the sky and the devil under the earth. But no, you can't just leave it to chance. You cannot just leave that to chance. I mean, most of us that are here now used to believe that. Nobody really ever came. Those of us who are a bit conscious now, we had to seek this stuff out and say, wait, that's how it goes? And then we dug and dug and dug until we found gold. Most people today only conscious because they don't want to take a vaccine. They have not been sat down. We didn't expect that. Eh? Enough people conscious today because they don't want to take a vaccine. They haven't gone through no debriefing class. Nobody ever say, hey, God is not in the sky. You sure? So the fact that they ask you if you're sure, that means you gotta sit down, pull out your book and pull out your pencil. Yeah, and the other fella is not under the ground. And this other fella, you know, this is the next thing altogether. Who is this other fella here? The one under the ground with the fork and the pot. So you know, you have to balance it because everybody have a different God. How many different devils they have? I mean, everybody just said the devil. They don't. It's the devil, but they have different gods. If it's not Allah, it's Jesus, it's somebody else, it's this being, that being. But the devil just seemed to be the one devil. But anyway, as I said, this is a very deep subject. As you see, we are going to go more into it on a scientific level this evening for those who are, you know, into visiting the university, because when you come to Radio Anu, really, you know, no offense to them, give thanks for the little platform, but it's not YouTube you're coming to it. You're coming to the university, you know, so give thanks and prepare for the, you know, the university, the sort of expression. So I am looking forward to seeing you this evening, 7 p.m. sharp in the house. Tiger's Nest, all right, international flavor, the universal spice. You don't have to wait until tonight to jump into Radio Anu. You could go right now. I'm sure there's something definitely there that will, you know, you know, uplift your spirit and carry to a next zone, entertainment, edification, and so many different things. And again, I invite you to browse through our video library on the website and see what's available. Browse through our shop and see what's available. All of our books are there as well. I'm talking about from the biblical land of Israel, the book Anu, Ancient and Modern, The Heavens Declare the Glory. They're still available on Amazon, but you ain't gotta go to Amazon no more. You can come straight to us now. Amazon can, you know, give thanks to Amazon for the time, but for sure you could come straight to us if you want to just press a button and get what's belong belonging to you. Don't mind this little price in here. The price of the Honorable Prophet's chalice is definitely worth the value thereof. So give thanks, family, for your presence, and give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, and love and harmony to each and every one, and everything is blessed. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love.